Hey. Let's see. Hey, y'all. While we are waiting, y'all can grab your items, whatever you're going to use. We're actually going to create a page today. I know we did that whole hour-long pen test. We're not doing a pen test today. We're going to create a page. I already have some pages created. I've actually got quite a few pages. All right. Hey, everybody. Needed to. Okay, so hold on. Let me play with these lights real quick. Think that might work when I cut that one off. Let me see what it does. That's a little bit better. And let me slide one more light around. Hope everybody is doing okay. All right, let's slide this one over and see what it does, and then we'll go from there. I always forget to cut that lamp off. And let me change my settings on here. I think it can't end. Yeah, I can go up now. All right, so we are going to create a journal page in chat and kind of tell y'all how my day went and how I learned to do some things that I normally don't do. Let me not say that I don't do. I learned how to refocus and recenter. All right. So today was probably all over the place today, y'all. I had ups, highs, lows, downs, all around, everything. So I'm gonna show you the page that I created that I will be filling out today. Definitely. So this says refocus and this says mindfulness. If you are on my IG page, you probably caught a post that I put. You don't know what it's surrounded around, and I'm still not gonna talk about exactly what it's surrounded around. But I will say refocus and mindfulness came up. I was at a point where I just got a little frustrated. You know how I say that saying, I was minding somebody else's business but my own. I opted to watch this video today that just annoyed the heck out of me. Quite honestly, it pissed me off. And yeah, I was ready. I had my comeback. I had my bullet points ready. I was ready to, have a lesson. And then I said, self, is this going to help anything? And I sat there and I said, no, it's not, because it's just not time right now, right? So instead of, I picked up this good old pen, and hey, Nicole, I picked up this pen and I said, let's go ahead and write this down on paper. And then I picked up my phone and I called my friends and my family. Yes, did I say self? I said self. I said self. Is this going to be beneficial for right now? And so the answer was no. And so I said, okay, so what we can do, because you're still amped up, is call your family and the friends so you can have a healthy conversation. Not that it's going to solve everything, but it just was sometimes. So the lesson tonight is sometimes we need to talk to our friends, family, journal before we go talk to anybody else, social media wise, right? So y'all know I've been on this social media, pulling out my social media prompts, and I think it was, sometimes divine intervention comes. And had I not pulled out those those social media prompts, I think I might have been more inclined to kind of go back and forth with people on the World Wide Web, but I didn't. All right, so I did finish that one, that journal prompt that I put out, and then I created this page after we got off of live the other night, and I just want to show y'all something that you can do with your planner. With your journal. You can create your pages. So I added some little elements. I did post this on IG. So if you're not following me on IG, a lot of times I will post journal pages so you can get ideas. Every now and then I'll do a planner page so you can get ideas. So if that's one of your social media platforms, you may want to follow me on there. And I was comfortable enough to show you the journal entry that I put. So I know some of you all may pause and read. It's cool. If I didn't want to share it, it would have been paper clipped together. All right. And then this is a die cut from Goal Setters. I love her. Y'all, her penmanship is amazing. Like her lettering and stuff. So I love it. So I also went and checked the mail today. I left out the house today. And if many of you all don't know by now, y'all know I ain't in these streets with this COVID stuff. I'm not comfortable. My guard has not really been let down that much. But I went to check my P.O. box. That's my go-to place when I have to leave the house. However, we're going to talk about what's coming up. Hey, Veronica, and I'm about to put this doll down right here because I went and got my Happy Mail. And I want her on here. So, where we going to put this? We're going to put her right here. And I didn't even know that I was going to be putting her right here, but I decided I was going to put her right here today. That's crooked, though. Oh, well, she just going to have to go on down, and we're going to roll with it. Hey, Joy. So, yeah, I went and checked the mail. And like I said, today was eventful. I was annoyed. I centered myself, and I said, stay in your lane. And so I said, beep, beep, and got back in my lane. Got back centered. And then, like I told you, I set these pages up. So I'll be writing tonight. So let's fast forward past me being annoyed, right? So I was annoyed. And then something said refocus, right? So as we have been navigating through these good old months in 2020, I've been a little lax. And some responsibilities of mine have fallen by the wayside. And so I had to get on target and on track, y'all. And so I had to go pay my taxes, right? Because if many of y'all don't know, I'm self-employed. And so I had to go pay some state taxes. I like to, stay up on them. But I got real slack and comfortable. I'm not going to say I got comfortable. I just was in a phone. And so I'm like, oh, okay, girl, it's time for you to go and file. But I was still like, I'll get to it. Well, y'all, here in Georgia, because Georgia, I keep telling y'all, we special here. So the lady from the state tax office called. So the first time she called, she says, hey, this is agent so-and-so. And I was like, no, well, y'all. The real southern part of me comes out, and they're like, may I speak to agent? I'm like, who is this? And she's like, this is agent so and so. And I was like, you got the wrong number. Click. So I hang up. She might have been in mid-sentence, I don't even know, but she said agent, right? And I'm like, agent, it's too much going on in the world. Is she a con artist? So I then go check my messages, because I guess she decided to call back and leave a message. And so when I heard the message, I was like, oh. So I called her back, and I was like, ooh, my bad. So we had a good conversation, but she was like, yeah, so your record shows you haven't filed since this and that. And I was just trying to see if you wanted to go ahead and take care of that. So we actually ended up having a conversation, and she started teaching me some other things that I kind of let slip through the cracks. And so for the past 2 days, I've been working on my taxes, right? And so, she got me a little heads up, and she's like, well, I just kind of want to let you know, after these update, there's going to be a late fee attached to your taxes, whatever you had to do. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take care of it. Y'all, I woke up on this good here morning. And I said, well, let me go on and finish. Let me go ahead and finish. What did I say? I think I was on March and May, because I did April because that was easier to do. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and get those numbers and run those numbers. And it's work, y'all. So a lot of y'all that want to be self-employed, do your research. Don't jump in this thing just thinking, ooh, I'm making a whole lot of money, because you got things that you have to pay. And so I'm running the numbers, and at this point I'm a little annoyed, because I'm like, ooh, you need to link some different programs together, because I wasn't ready to be bookkeeping all morning. So needless to say, y'all, by the time I was done, I was up to $300, and I was like, well, wait a minute. How long? Is that 300? So I say all of this to say, in the midst of this storm that we're in, there are going to be times that you have to dig deep. And when I say deep, I mean dig deep. And these last few weeks, y'all, have been super heavy to the point that I've been like, I don't feel like it. I hadn't touched my computer. Yeah, well, obviously I ain't touched accounting at all. And then it was one of those like, hey, I know you ain't feeling it, but you can't lose your purpose. So I think many of you may have seen some of my posts where it's like, do not lose your purpose even during this all. Is this difficult? Absolutely, what we're going through. But I was moving so far away from my purpose that I started feeling myself not being present. Like I felt like I wasn't living, and I'm like, hold on now. We're going to have to find a little bit of balance. And so I think balance said, well, hey, let me show you your actual monetary balance, and then you're going to find some balance real soon. So I went ahead and paid that fee, and I wasn't too happy. But I also was able to say, you know what? Thank you in these times that I have a little extra cushion to pay. So I paid what was owed. Hey, y'all. So I paid what was owed. I still complained a little bit, but then I did say thank you afterwards. So today has been interesting. So again, y'all, we're in a heavy space. But in between, when I tell y'all those pockets where you get that burst of energy, when those pockets pop up, that's when you need to do whatever you can. And again, if you are self-employed and you have fallen by the wayside in these past couple of months, go ahead and jump on what you need to jump on. If I made reference to paying your taxes and you haven't touched it or you haven't set anything up and you like taxes, what you mean? Now is the time while you had that burst of energy to go start researching. Look up your state requirements, look up your city requirements, whatever you need to do if you have not created your sales tax ID, whatever they call it in your state. If I'm saying words that sound foreign to you and you have started a business, you got to do some research, all right? So yeah, that was that highlight of the day. Well, that part of the day. And then what was the other one? Oh, so yeah, I have to return back to work. And I'm not gonna tell y'all no stories. I'm not all excited about returning back to work right now. Because I do hair, right? So I'm working from home as far as Journal Jot and Jive. Thankful for this opportunity, but I gotta go back to work. Because what a lot of y'all might not know, if we don't work, yes, I'm able to get benefits right now. I have probably filled out everything possible, from grants, loans, scholarships, right, because I want to see if you need some money. I am your go-to type of person who I'll get dirty to find whatever. I will dig to find whatever money is out there. But now I'm at a place where, some of those funds are depleting. And if many of you all are not keeping up with what's going on in the world, you can get lost in the chaos, right? So in the middle of being present in everything that we're doing, you also want to make sure that you're keeping up with what these folks are doing behind closed doors, right? And what I mean behind closed doors, what new laws, or not even laws, what new things are they coming up with? Pay attention to your financial pages. And when I mean financial pages, Yahoo Finance, Forbes. When I go on YouTube, I go from Ratchet TV to how can I make it in life, right? I have range, right? Make sure you have range in your life where you're able to find what you need. It's all good to ha and kiki, but a lot of stuff is happening right underneath our eyes, okay? So if you are a a couple of things. If you are on the pandemic unemployment, the $600 per week, please note that July 31st, as of right now, that's about to go out the window. They're still quote unquote working on it. They ain't working on a whole lot of stuff, y'all. They are running the clock out. They're telling you that they're working on it, and it may change. We don't know which way it's going to go. However, in the now, as of now, on July 31st, kiss that $600 goodbye. Okay. And so with that, you want to be very conscious of your next moves. All right. Don't get too comfortable. So I am thankful for everything. You know, I've heard people say, I don't need no handouts. I don't need this. I don't need that. Well, go on, girlfriend, do your thing. Do your thug dizzle. It's cool. But whatever's out here, whatever resources, because a lot of times you get caught into this, I don't need nobody helping me. I don't want X, Y, and Z. But you paid into the system. So why wouldn't you get your money back? Don't get confused with what the money is. If you paid taxes, you a citizen, this is your money, right? So another lesson I would probably say is humble yourself sometimes. Don't feel like you're too good to get anything. If you require state assistance right now, because there are some people that was all the way up in January and they right down here right now in June. Apply for whatever resources are out there. Don't nobody know but you. And if somebody else is trying to check you, if they got something to say, ask them, are they going to donate? So be mindful of staying stuck because you're worried about what people are going to think. People are going to think what they're going to think regardless. But there are programs out there. If you got to go in a line to pick up some food, go in a line to pick up some food. Why wouldn't you? And even if you're like, oh my God, I just feel so embarrassed. Guess what? You feel embarrassed. You hold your head high when you get home. If you got to let a tear drop, you let that tear drop. You pull out that journal and you do what you do. But you don't go without because you're worried about other people. A lot of the people that you're worried about what they think, some of them are going through the same thing that you're going through, if not worse. Boy, go to walk regular. Stop all that. So just be mindful when you're sitting there and you're hurting, okay? Yes, if you have put deferments, if you have put forbearance on things, definitely, thank you for saying that, definitely check up on that. And be careful with the word forbearance. If you don't know what it means, ask somebody. If you don't know, Google it. Forbearances do not mean free. And it may need to be said again, forbearance does not mean free. So another thing that you're going to have to look out for is on the 31st, the moratorium for rent and mortgages is going to be lifted. So what that means is if you have not paid your rent or your mortgage and you thought you was just skating on by, that's going to start back up. So what that in essence means is if you have that $600 that was coming in and you was just doing your thing and you weren't putting that money toward your bills, the courthouses are going to open up. And so when they open up, they're going to be able to file against you, okay? So what you want to do is if you do have the means to pay, go ahead and pay. Yes, interest is going to be accrued on some accounts. So you need to communicate. A lot of companies are working with you. Some companies are waiving where they're not charging you. There's a difference between forbearance and a difference between forgiveness. If they're saying they're going to forgive it, you don't have to pay. Make sure you get it in writing, print that letter out, keep all of that stuff. You want to have actionable items to do, to check on the stuff, and you want to have follow up, what you call a correspondence. If you're typing on the computer, so you know how like you'll go online and let's just say you are talking with Citibank. Let's just say you have a card with Citibank. Or let's say you're trying to pay off a debt because people are paying debt things down and they say a certain thing, you ask for it in writing. And if they're typing it in that thing, screenshot your computer. If you're on your computer, take a screenshot of your computer. And what I did in any of my correspondence, I would scroll up, take a screenshot, scroll up, take a screenshot, save it, put it in a folder on my computer. You want to make sure you keep up with all of these communications because a lot of times they can say, well, I didn't say that. We didn't agree to that. and you don't want to be caught in that wrath when things open up. All right, so let's see what we are going to add on here. So this is oh my. I think I want to do. Yep, you need those, y'all. So it's uncomfortable, y'all. I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm just not going to say anything. Ignoring the situation is not going to make it go away. It is definitely not going to make it go away. And again, don't get caught up in what are people going to think. I just can't believe I'm here. Listen, we all feel like that. Ain't none of us wake up in 2020, January 1st, thinking we was going to be sitting where we are right now. But you do have some control in areas. You might not have control in every single area, but you do have a bit of control. So don't lose your control being lost in what are people going to think or how did I get here? Half of us don't know how we got here, but we're here, right? So all you can do is work on what you can right now. Let's see what else is there that I was going to say. But yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all about my expensive experience. Them taxes said, we don't care that COVID here. We don't care that racial inequality is here. We still need our coins. Yep. And when they give you reference numbers, write those down, even though they might try to pretend that they don't have it. A lot of times they will say that they cannot email you something. That is not true. They can. So you want to do as much on your end so that you are covered. And I was saying, it's not going to always be comfortable. No, you're not going to want to always do it. But one thing that I just do not want to see when we come out of this is I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Oh my gosh, I had all of this time. And I'm not saying that the depression parts are not in here, the sadness, the heaviness. Yes, some of that stuff is in here. But everybody is not feeling that. Some people are doing what they have been used to doing all of their lives, ignoring it. And for some people, this was a time where they needed a reset. So some of you all are in better positions than you were before. And don't feel bad about that either, right? That's totally fine. That's a goal. What is today's date? We are the 17th. And today is Wednesday. Hey, Tasha. Absolutely, some people learn what robbing Peter to pay Paul. So if we want to be really transparent, y'all, some people have experienced what some of us have been experiencing for a long time. And believe it or not, a lot of people are not in a good place right now. It's one thing when you can work consistently. So let's even talk about this, all right? You can't be consumed with what it looks like on the outside. People that you're watching, it looks like they have it all together. Some people are credit card poor, right? It looks like they have everything, but they're living off of their credit cards solely. And so you sit and you look and you see all the things people buy, and it's like, oh my gosh, I wish I was there. Listen, people post what they want to post. They make things look how they look. But trust me, people weren't fussing about opening up the world to go to work. Some of them need to go to work, right? So again, this is a time that you can take to look at, what do I want to see differently, right? How many people have actually taken the time to look at their finances while we're out? And when I say look at them, like I'm talking about at this point, like uncomfortable, right? We already uncomfortable anyway. You might as well sit in the uncomfortability. And I said that wrong, but you're in your uncomfortableness right now. Why not do it while you're there? Get it out, work through it, right? So one of my suggestions will be, yeah, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. It is a trigger word for a lot of people. Write it out on paper. So my mom worked in accounting. I was taught things at a young age. Did I always listen to her? Absolutely not. That's why I'm working on my credit now. Like, I can never say that I wasn't taught, but that's not everybody's reality, right? So, in order to get out of where you are, you have to see the big picture. Like, you have to be willing to look at it. And you can't run away from it, y'all. Like, it's still there. Like, you can ignore it. You can ignore the emails. You can ignore the bills. But guess what? Your credit score says, oh, well, yeah, she's been ignoring it. You have to see it on paper. And so one thing I noticed, there's a lot of channels like planner channels that talk about finances all day long. Y'all go watch them. What I've learned from me is, I mean, it's cute. And I'm like, oh, yay, they made a step forward. But it didn't move me, right? It didn't move me until I wrote everything down that I needed to see. It wasn't on no cute planner. It wasn't all neat. It was just like, nah, let's be raw and honest with yourself. Where are you right now? What do you want to see? And for me, I felt like when we first started in March, the first half of March, my nerves were so bad. My anxiety was through the roof. However, I still was like, oh, here's some stuff about stock. So I started learning about stock. And I'm like, okay, we're getting the stimulus. What can I do now? That's when I was like, you know what? I actually had a prayer where I was like, and this is where I'm like, you got to be a little more specific with your prayers. My prayer was for the Lord to enlarge my territory, for my financial situation to get better, for me to be able to pay debt down, pay debt off, for me to position myself to be in a better place, right? So then when COVID hit, and they'll probably flag this video, but I don't care. Sometimes you got to say, we can't censor ourselves. If you want to censor me on giving valuable information out, who cares? So when COVID hit, I was like, well, hey, Lord, wait. I didn't mean I wanted to sit down. Like, I just wanted things to get better. But then I looked at it like, look at all the opportunities that are coming. Are they comfortable? Do most of us like handouts? No. However, with this stuff being here, am I going to utilize it? Absolutely, right? So what can I do now to position myself better, to be in a better place? So I started writing stuff down. I said, what in this category, what do I want to do? In this category, what do I want to do? What can I work on now? Who can I call right now? What are the questions that I need to ask? So all of this stuff that I'm saying to y'all can write down. So what do I owe? Most people can't even say what they owe. Most of you all probably have not looked at your credit report. I pull my credit report every year. Clockwork. You can actually pull it twice a year. And so the thing is, pulling it is not the issue for everybody. Some of us will pull it, but some of us, once we pull it, that's it. You got to pull it and push through. And so, the first couple of years I pull it and I'll be like, oh, I got about one more year to drop off. Now, you don't pay everything off, right? There are things that you got to research and stuff. But there are some things that I'm like, girl, you put yourself in this situation last year. Stop acting like you can't pay that off. And I say this all the time. And again, I am a stationary shop. But I actually looked at how much I spend on stationery, and I'm like, girl, you could have been out of debt 3 times over. So at that point, I had to start looking at, what am I running from in my life that I'm willing to put more energy into my hobby than I am into my habits, my financial habits. And so I had to have a reality check. So it was one of those things like, okay, before I can buy this, I need to pay on this. And so, I'm thankful in this walk. It's uncomfortable what we're going through, but it hasn't all been bad. Now, a lot of it has been bad. Don't get that twisted. But it has not all been bad. And so I just had to say, now, hey, listen. If you're going to buy this, you need to be able to do this. And I just started researching, how can, in our community, why are we so far behind? And the thing is, a lot of the stuff has been said to us, but we overlook stuff. And so I was like, I'm going to research this stock a little bit more. I'm just going to research this stock. I'm going to go ahead and look at the beginning of January and look at how much I have spent on different things that do not serve me any purpose or are a temporary fix. And where can some of that money go? So then I started saying, well, if I'm going to buy $50 in stickers or more, that was just a cute number. If I'm about $50 in stickers, I can at least pay off something in that same amount. So you know how you do matching? You know how they say 401k match? And so I'm self-employed, so I have to set up my own IRA, right? This whole time, I'm like, girl, you could have been putting this in stock. You could have been putting this in a savings. And you know, sometimes you have hard lessons that it just wasn't your time to be right there at that moment. But I no longer can use that as an excuse. And the big excuse is, I just don't have enough money. I just don't have enough money. Well, right now we got it ain't necessarily tax-free. We got tax-free money from that stimulus payment that came through. But if you got that $600, y'all, that ain't tax-free. All right. So I don't know if some of y'all don't know that. Like, I'm not allowing my taxes to be taken out, but I purposely used some of the funds to fund my business, right? So I'll be able to do a tax write-off on the end. So that's a little tip. If you get that $600 and you have some business expenses, let me give you another tip. If you're donating to some 501c3s, those are going to be tax write-offs. So just the FYI. So if you're getting that $600 in full and you ain't taking no taxes out, you may want to start donating a couple of coins to some nonprofits. Because you gonna pay on that money. Don't think. Because it's coming in that account, you ain't gonna pay. Or you can go ahead and let the taxes come out. But I ain't doing that. So yeah, that's again, I know earlier in the earlier on we talked about looking at your finances and stuff. And everything is in finances, okay? We can even take it a step further to communicating with friends and family. Like, have y'all talked? Have y'all found out some new things about each other? Did you find a new hobby? How does that feel? Another question that I want you all to answer, but I mean, outside is open up, but it ain't all the way open up. But before we get back to our new normal, what is it that you want to see different for your life, right? So let's see. Let's write my life at the top. So what do you want different for your life? So one of the hard things about right now is some people are able to write freely and some people are at a pause. Like, I just can't write. I just don't feel like writing. But there's going to be a time that the world is going to open back up and we're going to be back to that hustle and bustle. But what are you going to do that's different? Insanity is doing the same thing, looking for different results, right? So in those up moments, are you willing to put in the work to see the results you want, right? Often you hear entrepreneurs talk about my grind, my grind, my grind. But you don't have to be an entrepreneur to have a grind. You can have a goal, no matter if you're working in the traditional workforce or if you're working as an entrepreneur. So don't get stuck in, I work a traditional job, so this doesn't apply to me. It really does. Like, everything is not, and let's take it a step further. Everything in life is not centered around your job. So for some people, this pause moment right here may have been for you to recenter and see that there's a family value that you've been missing out, or you've been missing out on you yourself, right? So when it's time to go back to work, what are you going to add a value to your life, right? So what do you want coming out of this? What do you want coming out of this? I don't have my stamps near me right now, Pine. So that's going to be one of your questions. What do you want to see different in your life? And are you willing to be honest with that question? And so when you say, so let's just say you say, I want to build in more time for me within my schedule. So what does more time look like? Where does that fit? Does that fit in the morning? Does it fit in the afternoon? Do you want to even find time within your work space? What does that look like? And so these are questions that you would ask yourself and answer. All right, and so I am going to, so on this side, oh my, is going to be lesson learned. And that's going to be about our, and this is going to be a short journal entry. That's going to be about them taxes that we were talking about earlier. And so what you're seeing is you can have a journal entry, two different journal entries on the same day, and they don't have to be the same thing, right? So you don't have to feel like you have to fill up a whole page, and it doesn't have to run over to the next page. All right, and so I just put, what do I desire moving forward? My life, what do I desire moving forward? Have you even thought about things that's been going on? So anytime you have, like, if you're just sitting there and you feel like the same thing is just rotating over and over and over in your head, that's the time that you can pull out your journal and just write what you're thinking. And make sure, again, you're not just making it sound good for your pages. Because, again, even, so here's the thing. If you lie to your pages, you know, you lie to yourself, and it means you lie to anybody else, right? So we already had that formula out. But even if you lie to your pages, when you open the book back up, you're going to read it and be like, this don't even sound like me. So instead of going through all of that, just write. Just write how you truly feel. And you will be all right. I meant to pull some of this stuff out, y'all. Let me just pull out whatever. Let me pull out a couple of colors. Let's create something at the bottom of this page. I know I love plants, so let's create us a quick little flower pot. So I'm going to create us a real quick flower pot. Nothing major. Maybe we'll do a couple of them. And this is a mild liner that I'm using. So this is how you can start a pot. It's a couple of basic shapes. You got a little skinny rectangle, and then you kind of have like a trapezoid, sort of kind of that's not closed, or a triangle that you're not bringing to a point. And so sometimes I like flower pots. You can put in inspirational words in here, right? So what do you want for your life? We say prosperity, peace, happiness, joy, routine, whatever it is you want for your life, right? You can put it inside of there. And this just adds a little flair to your page. Y'all know what I like to say, is it required? No. But am I going to do it? Yes. And then sometimes I like to sketch. So I don't always do things for perfection. All right, so all I do is it's almost like I'm making some little hearts. So I just sketch some little lines in, and then I'm going and literally kind of making a heart down the vine. So that's an easy pot that you can do. And then if you want to just add a little extraness, you can. And so let's just say you're like, I want to write, but I don't want to fill up the whole page. This is how you fill that space in, and then you can write around all of this. And so y'all know how we talked about affirmations and stuff like that. This right here could be an I affirm type of pot. And so you can find an affirmation for your life. So life affirmations, just type that in and you may find an affirmation that speaks to you. All right, so I just went in and I said that's going to be my affirmation for this page. Again, do you have to write an affirmation? No. But I felt like I wanted one right there. So we just put one in there. Let's see what kind of plant we're going to put over here. Let's do, I think I want some little flowers in here. So let's do let's do a little flower. And if you see, I'm not doing it for perfection because it's more of a sketch, like doodling. So you don't always have to have like something that's just super, super neat. Now, if you're in a mood that you want to make it neater, you can go look up on Google how to draw whatever it is that you want to draw, right? And then I'll go in and find whatever little pens I have. And today we're pulling out like Sarasas. That's pretty much what's in front of me. Well, Sarasas and G2s. If you don't know what I'm talking about, all these different names, we did all of that yesterday. All right, and so this just gives you a little flair to your page. Just something. Thanks, Pine. And so if you notice, sometimes I don't color all the way in because this is just not that type of journal entry. Hey, Lori. And so this part that I'm doing now is the therapeutic part for me. So again, whether the entry is heavy or not, and I don't always draw and doodle in my journal, but when I do, it's usually kind of like it's more like a relaxation method for me. What's my other black marker? All right, so this is like a foundation, right? And then of course y'all know I kind of like a little balance with my black popping out somewhere in here. And let's pull this out. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure my pages look different, because remember I said it's going to be 2 different entries despite the little finance stuff over here. So we're gonna add a little more on that side in a second. What's our time? We got about 12 minutes before the hour is up. And so again, when you're using your journal, pull out whatever you have, y'all. Don't go to the store buying all of this stuff and you're not fully committed just yet. And so the white pens, y'all, they're my jam. I love the white pens. They make me happy. Yes, I gotta use my stuff, y'all. I ain't used my stuff in a long time. Some of my pens over here drying out like, girl, so you just ain't gonna use me? And I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe I should. So remember earlier we talked about this side, and I have oh my, but we forgot to put what oh my was talking about. So we're gonna put oh my taxes. That's what we just gonna put right here. And then I'm gonna do a skinny. So I like switching my handwriting up sometimes. I like it to have like different dimensions sometimes when I write. If you want to learn, like, look at fonts. Pay attention to fonts on computers, and you can manipulate your handwriting. So let's just say you want to write skinny. I can't think of any of them off the top of my head. But if you're on like Canva, you can go in and just let the drop bar come down and then type something in on the fonts, and then you'll see the different fonts. So if you see a skinny one, just type something in and then mimic it. There's also videos on YouTube about getting your handwriting better. Thanks, Peaches. You can get your handwriting better. I mean, y'all, honestly, practice makes perfect. And most people's handwriting, with the exception of a few of y'all, it just ain't gonna happen. And that's just okay. But most of you all, if you slow down, your handwriting will get better. A lot of you all are rushing through it. I don't know where y'all rushing to. A lot of you all don't really have bad handwriting. You're just rushing. And so when you're looking at me and you're like, but you writing fast. Y'all got to think I've been doing this for years. And my dad didn't play no games with my handwriting being messy. And neither did my kindergarten paraprofessional, honey. All right, so I just wanted to make that page just, do something cute. Oh, yeah, I actually look at the pages. I know y'all be thinking that because I don't always like or always say anything. I see them. And please don't get it twisted. If I have a not so good journal moment, it looks like a not so good journal moment. I start off writing all calm, and then when the emotions get in it, I be like, oh, man. That's how I look at that. I'm like, but that's where I was at the moment. So that's what the page looks like. All right, so this is going to be the page where we talk money. Oh, my taxes. So we set up 2 pages, and then remember I already set this one up, so I'll be writing. And so I think we briefly talked about how the ghosting comes through the page. By the time I write on top of this, I won't even see all of that. And this was another one I set up. And y'all remember, we just started this journal yesterday, right? So remember, we started the front page. And then this is where we'll be writing some affirmations that I did not look up yet. And this was our pen test. And you remember I told you about the washi. I would create this into a washi page. Let me write that. I want to write that up here. So I do use washi. I go through phases where I'll use a washi a whole lot, and then I'll kind of like take a break from it. I feel like I've been in a break mode with washi. So this is where I'll keep that excess washi. And remember, this was the bleed through from the other page. So that's why I decided to make that. So yeah, y'all, we already got, look. Y'all know I will fill up a journal on y'all, right? We already getting some little ripple pages right there. So that makes me happy. So was anybody out here journaling along with me? No, it doesn't have to look like my page, but did you pull out your notebook, your journal? Did you learn anything valuable tonight? Because I just wanted to come and chat with y'all. Because, you know, I was on 100 earlier today. Was ready to get my Twitter fingers together. And I said, girl, sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere and open up your journal. All right, so that's our fun page. This is our taxes page. I feel like some green should be on there, though, because you're not a money. I want some green on here. So I'm going to just do a border. I want this a little border. And we got 4 minutes, and then we up off of here, y'all. We are up off of here. So I wanted the pages different, but I still wanted them a little cohesive. Awesome, awesome. Thanks for journaling along. So yeah, so this is going to be my tax entry. Let me tell you what else going on this page. We ain't gonna forget how much I spent. That's going on here. So like I said, have fun with your pages. On the days that you feel like having fun with your pages, make sure you have fun with your page. On the days that you don't, just let the pen flow and do what it's gonna do. One day I'll show you how to do a just all black and white page where you can actually sketch stuff in and everything is straight black and white, nothing else, all pens. But I'll show you how to use different points on your pens to make your page kind of open up and flow without even adding color to it. So we'll do that one day. Maybe we'll do like a motivational quote or something like that on that page. I think that'd be cool to show you all how to add. Oh, you want to do a doodle day? I haven't done that in a long time. We can do a doodle day. We can do, yeah, we can definitely do that. And borders, like she just mentioned, borders are your friend. If you want it to look like you did a whole lot and you ain't do nothing, add a border. Borders are fun to do if you're just like flipping through, like you just want to flip through your book. It's super cool. Borders and like cluster sticker pages are super dope, but a lot of y'all be scared to use y'all stickers, so I don't know how far we're gonna get with that one. That's a whole nother day. All right, so y'all, this is our page. I forgot to add a little white in there. Wait a minute. Wait. That's what was making this page look so bland. I was like, it's not popping. Oh, and we right at that 60 mark. Your girl be on her hour. So y'all see how much I can get done in an hour? And if I wasn't talking, the whole journal entry would have been done. Yes, use the stickers. See, we are far in between. Everybody else be like, I can't use the sticker. Now, don't think that I don't be like, wait a minute. Ooh, I wasn't ready. But some of y'all be like, I ain't using it. I'm going to watch. All right, so that is our page, y'all. Our pages, rather. So y'all make sure y'all pull those journals out. Write how your day was, how you felt. Thank you, Rochelle. Write how you felt. I mean, if you had a good day, celebrate that good day. If you didn't have a good day, write it. Some things that I like to do when I don't have a so good day, I like, let's see. Let me put this in between y'all just in case it's not dry. I like sometimes writing this way, right? Or sometimes I'll actually flip it upside down and write. Okay, so write about that win. Like, I'm so extra. The fact that you said school district, I would draw like a schoolhouse, an old schoolhouse, and write the entry on the inside of it. Peaches, I did a doll. Let me show you where I put a doll. Let's see. So I did this page the other day and I posted it on IG. And then I added the doll here. So that's where we put the doll today. And then this one, this is Gold Mine and Cocoa. This is from Goal Setters. And it says, pay attention to where you place your energy. And this actually aligns with where I was today when I was like, ooh, my energy was low. Yeah, you can doodle. I know you asked for a doodle day. You can draw. I'm telling you, all you gotta do is, y'all, Pinterest, YouTube, and Google will make you think you can draw. Like, it will make you feel like you are the artist at heart. Oh, Rochelle, I know yours is gonna be cute because your pages are already cute. Like your lettering and stuff. Y'all don't sleep on Rochelle. Check her page out. She does. If you're into what do we have, Rochelle? What's the thing we got, y'all? Stylogies. I love her stylogy pages. She actually gives me ideas. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna watch you tonight so I can get some more ideas and play around in my stylogy. Since that won't be on here, I can now go watch and just do a whole bunch of stuff. Cause you know, I'll be like, ooh, hold on, y'all. Let me see. I gotta wait a minute. So now we don't have to do that. If I don't need y'all to see it, I just have it paper clip. But this is our YouTube journal. And well, this is our social media journal. This is our book. So I can't wait for us to fill this up. I think we'll be able to fill this up because this will be used on pre-recorded videos too. We should be able to fill this up. What is this, June? We should be able to fill this up by the end of July, first week August. Shouldn't take us long to fill this up because some pages will be done off screen. So we'll fill this up soon. So if you're going to be rocking along with me, you should be able to fill a journal up, or at least half, by the end of July. So if you have your journal prompts, go ahead and keep them somewhere close, because periodically I will do a journal prompt in here and I'll just tell you where it's from. And if you don't have the journal prompt at that time, I'll give you the link where you can go get it. And for sure, if you got the journal prompts, you can fill up a whole journal without even thinking. All right. So that's all I have for you all tonight. Lastly, before you close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out. Release everything that's on your mind. Learn that. I told you I learned that from a therapist yesterday. It works. And even if you have to write on a sheet of paper that you don't want to keep in your journal, write it out, tear it up, and then sleep. You said, no, we don't have new prompts right now. Everything that is out is on the www.journaljotandjive.com. So if you have any of those titles, none of those are new. Yeah, you actually can get some of the old journal prompts. I have to reformat some of them and then I'll pull them over onto the new site. So I got to reformat a few. We sure can. It's just I just need to reformat them, and those can come up. All right. So new releases will come out Friday. Some of you asked about the journals and those stickers. They'll come out Friday, and then we have, it's either 3 or 4 new pen to paper shirts. They are V-neck coming out. So those are coming out Friday, and the colors are really cute, y'all. So there's some new colors for the pen to paper. So if you have the pen to paper shirt, you pretty much know what I'm talking about. But instead of being a standard shirt, it's going to be a V-neck cut. It's still going to be a loose fit. All right. So that's that. Tomorrow, y'all will have a pre-recorded video. So we're not going to do live tomorrow, but there will be a pre-recorded video. So so we're no longer on PayHip. Everything is on my website because that was becoming a little too much, keeping up with my finances. We just talked about them taxes, so I had to pull everything together. So yeah, everything is, let me put that in here now that you said that. Thanks for asking. Let me put that website. All right, so if you're not signed up on this website, you can go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. So then you'll know when things are coming out. If you need any updates about what's going on, you can keep up through there. And I think that is it, y'all. So yeah, everything will be on that site. Any releases, all of that will be on that site. Cool beans. Good night, y'all.